Okay. Okay. So we're back. We are back. And listen. Listen.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie.
I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it.
Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What,
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for the haves and the have-nots. This is season 7, episode 1. Okay? And you know what? There's always a kerfuffle when it comes to what the season number is and what the episode number is. Listen, we're going to go with what we're going with now. I say it's season 7, episode 1. Whatever. All I know is there's some bull crap going on, okay? So we go right to the house where we left off, where they just shot Wyatt. And Wyatt's right there on the porch, bam, picked him off. Hey, Tyler, you playing already. You playing already within the first 5 minutes of this. You're playing already. See, I'm already fussing. We only a minute or 2 in. And I'm fussing already. Because you want to play down here to the streets. So they shoot Wyatt. Wyatt is standing there with a damn sawed-off shotgun. And when the cops said, "Where's your parents?" They're dead. And he got a sawed-off shotgun. And they shot him in his shoulder. And then they said, "He's not dead. He's just wounded." Just the blast of the shot knocked him down. How they know? And they just standing there. I said, "So this is what we're doing? This is what we're doing?" I said, "Okay, I heard." George, the DA, is like, "Get up there, get him." They go up there. They just approached him. Going up there. Start handcuffing him. They will check to see if he was dead or not. So now they sharpshooters, right? They that good. Okay. All right. Right. I was like, "Tyler, you playing games." They shoot him. They put him in the car. Send 2 cops in this whole mansion type house. They send 2 cops. 2. Inside to check what's going on. I said, this is some bullshit. And then George goes over to the car and he says to him, "What's going on?" He's about, "God, my shoulder hurts. It's just a little shoulder wound." Who'd you kill? What you talking about? "I shot him. I shot him." He said, "Who'd you shoot?" "I shot Amanda." Wait a minute. Who? "I shot Amanda." So I know y'all heard that. "I shot Amanda." And I said, what? Too high for me. Okay. And then he says, "Snap out of it. Where's your parents at, Wyatt?" "Oh, they're dead. Them bastards are dead. Those bastards are dead. Who got the last laugh now, bitches?" Do you all, okay, see, there's always been this little thing hovering over our head, whether or not Amanda was actually a suicide or was Amanda a murder. You all remember that got thrown around seasons and seasons ago. Do you think Wyatt actually killed Amanda in the other house? Did Wyatt kill Amanda, or did Amanda actually commit suicide? Because right now, Wyatt is giving us Amityville horror tease. This whole scene is pull. I said, Tyler, you're not stealing, are you, Tyler? Because this whole scene, all of it, feels like it was pulled right up out of Amityville horror. The gun from in the basement that actually belonged to the grandfather. All the conversations that he has with himself, and it's a sawed-off shotgun, and he walked around from room to room and killed. That's the Amityville horror story. Y'all go trace it and track it. That's the plot from the Amityville horror story. But whatever. Tyler, I ain't doing this with you. I'm not. I'm not doing this with you. And it shouldn't just pop up to me like that this was... Okay. They go in the house, these two stupid cops. Jim's over there on the floor in the living room. So we got a body in here. They moved on. They didn't even check his vitals. They didn't even check to see if he was dead. And then they moved on. And they went upstairs. So if he actually isn't dead, you could be calling for an ambulance. No, there ain't but two cops in the house. This is some bullshit. Then they go upstairs and they peep around, and they finally find Catherine. And what'd he do? We got a body in here. And he turned around and he walked back out the room. Catherine was head down in a tub of water. They left her in the tub of water. It was like no whole bunch of blood around or nothing like that. You just left her head down, feet up in a tub of water. Didn't check vitals, nothing. Did y'all see that? Did y'all notice that? Like what? I literally felt like James wanted to just bloop and turn the TV off. Spillitboy TV, who is indebted to you all, continued to watch. But James Colwell, the writer, bloop and turned the TV off because that was just face down in a pool in the tub of water. For them not to check Jim's vitals was one thing, but to literally leave her laying over there face down in a tub of water. All right, whatever. And when they come back and Jim and Catherine ain't dead, I'm just going to start reading. I ain't even going to threaten y'all with I ain't going to watch the show and all that. I'm going to watch the show, but my reviews are going to be very shady. And I'm telling you, they're going to be very, very shady because even if the gunshot wounds didn't kill them, Catherine would be dead from just being over there turned upside down, face down in a tub full of damn water. Unless we're going to find out later down that she's part amphibian. Oh, shit. Anyway, moving on. Come on, Spillitboy TV. Moving on. James Colwell is checked out. I've already told y'all. Y'all stuck with Spillitboy TV because James Colwell has completely checked out. Anyway, moving on. Now, see, I'm crazy. Y'all got me looking crazy. Speaking of myself and two and three different people. This shit here. Anyway, okay, so Veronica, she done walked in her house. She's sitting up laughing and talking that old slave talk. What's her gonna do? What's girl gonna do without no family? I said, I'm getting kind of tired of this slave jargon with her. I don't like that either. Like, I don't like that. For some reason, her character thinks that's funny. When she's poking fun it's always, some, when she's poking fun and talking about her black background, it's always some slave jargon. I don't like that either. But, that's again, James is in the process of checking out. But have y'all noticed that? It's always the old slave jargon. I don't like that. But anyway, what's the girl going to do without her family? Then the little hitman actually calls her from that, down at the hospital. What hitman be hanging out at the hospital? But he down at the hospital. Two men was down. You ain't telling me, Veronica, that my boys, they rolled in and they was waiting for them. They had all kind of guns. Wasn't there like 5 or 6 of them? So they laid 2 of them down, and one of them was his brother. And she basically gave them very much of, she don't give a shit. He told her, you better get your ass down to this hospital, and I mean get it down there now. Baby, she took her little red bottoms and she talked tough. He hung up on her. She's like, let me go on down there, child, see what this damn thug says. This is what I get for messing with thugs. And then she's on her way to the hospital. I said, child, look at these criminals, honey. This organized crime, honey. And they just so quick to run up where the police is. It's just too good. Too good and too easy. Anyway, going over to the house, Jeffrey and David, they done rolled out Laura Croft style. They both got 2 shotguns. Well, not shotguns, but 2 guns each. And they done laid the boys down. They get down there, and there's the one guy's laying there. I only see one guy laying out on the floor. But I guess there was another one somewhere. But the guy's laying out there on the floor. And maybe they just left one and took the one that was the brother. Maybe they took the one that was the brother and took him with them to the hospital, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, Jeffrey says, is he dead, Dad? And he was like, bat, he is now. I said, come on through, Dad. See, y'all wonder why I always tell y'all I'll be liking that day. I likes that David, honey. That Tory Matt. Blap, blap, blap. I said, oh, blew his head off, honey. He dead now. I was like, that's how you supposed to do it. That's how you do it. Tear him out. Call the police. Call the police and all of that. Because he in here. So it don't make no difference. Blip, blap, blap. Done. Called him. And then he was like, okay, I'm going to go get your mother. I'm going to do her next. And he's like, no. I'm fine. He's like, no, see, because I told your mammy that it's okay for her to come after me. I never said it was okay for her to come after you, and now I'm going to kill the bitch. I was like, I'm paraphrasing. That's what he meant. Okay? Jeffrey told, he's like, let's have her arrested. And David's like, there ain't nothing they could do to hold her. He's like, if we get something on her that'll stick. David want to kill her. Flat out. Point blank. Ain't no question about it. Like he said, I gave her permission to do whatever it is she want to do, but she done burnt me up. She done blew my girlfriend up in the car. She done did all that. She done did all that. Come after me, sent the goons my way, all these things. But I never said she'd come after my boy. I want her dead, honey. I was like, look, I'm with you, David. Go do her in, honey. A mess. So that's that. So Candace and Hannah are sitting down on the couch over at that house having a heart-to-heart. And it's like this whole thing of basically why, how can you do this? Like, how can you always settle for less? Like, you're living in a house that's not yours, working a regular old job, and you just don't want more. And she says, did it ever occur to you? She said that I don't want anything more, that I'm happy with my life. And Candace is like, yeah, but if that's the case, and you believe in God so much, why doesn't God give you more? And she's like, listen, I have what I want. I love my little life. Instead, I love having my little house over there in the hood. I love my life. I don't have no problem with that. So then they go into the whole thing about the questions about Derek and the fact that Derek is her father. And she says, I'm thinking of reaching out and having some conversation with him so I could try to trace my background and find out why I have these bad ways that I have. Maybe that's the answer to some of my stuff, that I am like him, and not so much like you, you know what I mean? And she said, well, I'll never stop you from doing that. If you feel you need to reach out to him, then yeah, you go ahead and you reach out to him and all of that. But I don't ever want to see him again. And I was like, well, that was big of you, Hannah. That was big of you. Now, when that fool found out, that's going to be a whole nother issue. Because when Benny finds out, it's going to be a whole problem. It's going to be a problem. And I was like, child, whatever. So let's go on over to the president. Charles is totally conflicted and heartbroken behind Candace, okay? Because Candace was looking at him doing an interview, and that's when Hannah had told her, why are you even watching this? He ain't saying what he really thinks. That man is saying what he has to say. He's a politician. Politicians lie. That's their job. That's what they do. He ain't saying what he really thinks, but you need to go ahead and cut that loose. So then we go over there to that house, baby, and listen. He's talking to old boy, the little guy. I can't even think of the guy's name. The one that took Landon's place. And he's in there, and Charles says whatever he says to him, and then he's on his way out. He makes sure Charles is okay. Then Landon shows up, and he's out there, and he wants to talk to Charles. So old boy is like, he ain't gonna talk to you. He fired you. He's like, see, this is your work. You tried to take my job. He like, no, I didn't do that. We didn't see a whole lot of that back scene before, but the way he moved, yeah, it does seem as though you wanted Landon out. But whatever. So he said, I'll just go ahead on and go on in there or whatever. He's like, no, I'm going to go in and I'm going to ask him if he'll talk to you. So he goes back in. He tells him Landon wants to see you. He's like, wait a minute. How did Landon get past Secret Service to even get here to want to talk to me? And he's like, well, I hadn't informed everybody that you fired him yet, sir. He said, just go ahead and sit him on there. Sit him in here. So, and then he told, and that Landon's ignorant. Landon's going to tell him, and why don't you cut your hair? Who goes into the White House with a mullet? His hair was real high and big on top. I was like, all right, Ellie. It was giving womp bump, baloo bump, womp bump, bump. I said, girl, that hair is kind of up there. It was tooty and it was fruity, Ellie. I said, okay. So he told him, you need to get that cut. You look ridiculous with that mullet. I said, oh, that ain't no mullet, though. The mullet got the piece in the back. But it was ugly just the same. It was real big and high. I was like, oh, girl. It was stacked up, honey, looking weavy. But anyway, so he goes in there. He comes in. Landon's talking to Charles. Charles is like, well, let me make you a drink. I was like, don't take no drink from Charles, because Charles is prone to be hitting on you and shit, Landon. And he start coming on to Landon. He gonna sit up all close to him. He tried to take off Landon's shoes, and he's like, I'm doing to you what you was doing to me, Landon. That's what I'm doing. And he's like, she was trying to assure him I didn't have anything to do with what happened with Candace. He's like, he didn't believe him. He was like, well, I mean, I'm lonely. So that means that you and I could be together now because she's out of the way. Isn't that what you wanted, Landon? I said, Landon, don't fall for it. He going to punch you down. I told you. He working his way up to banging on you. You know how he do? Because he got a little S, 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 M, M, M. He got that whole little thing going on. I'm telling you. He really do. Chains and I really believe that about Charles. I really do. But yeah, he was taking real joy in banging on Landon and stuff. I was like, so Landon told him, no, it's not, I didn't, that's not my thing. I didn't do it. I didn't set anything up. I didn't do any of that. He basically ain't buying it and basically told him, my job is to run this company. I run this country and to ruin your life. And that's what I'm going to do. You can leave now. And Landon was like, okay, all right, well, whatever. Walked out. It's gonna come out somewhere in there that Landon was really in his corner and Landon didn't do it, because we all know that Landon didn't do it. We know Jim Cryer has all of that going on, but Landon don't know it yet. But he gonna find out. Landon's smart. So then Landon and old boy have a little running right there on the porch, and we find out he's a big old queen, and he basically did do just what Landon said. He did get Landon fired. He worked it out. And Landon told him, don't celebrate too soon because I'm going to ruin you. I said, oh gosh. I said, okay. He said, okay, girl, bye, girl. See you, girl. I said, oh God. So now you got the president wanting to ruin Landon, and then the president's assistant, Landon, trying to ruin him. And child, they got these two little, they got a whole lot of, child. I said, child, it's a fight of the queens for the president, honey. I said, if this ain't a kerfuffle, honey, down to the White House, I said, Lord have mercy, we got two queens fighting over the president, only in Tyler Perry land, honey. Y'all better do it. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of queens fighting, honey, Justin and Madison. Justin's up there and he's offering Madison money for drugs, and Madison's like, do you have a problem, officer? Do you have a drug problem? No, I ain't got a drug problem. It's that thing and the other. And then he tells him, you could just give me enough pills. It's a handful. It's like, so you could commit suicide? He was like, whatever. And he's like begging him for his forgiveness and all of this. Madison go out in the hallway, child, and tell them to come on down and give him a psych eval, honey. So the little girlfriend, little black nurse, she's out there, and them two going back and forth, and she's telling him, you feel sorry for him, don't you? And Madison's like, no, I'm a nurse, so I have, I'm supposed to feel certain way. But no, I think Madison, I'm like, this is weird. Please don't make Madison fall in love with Justin, because I'm not going to like that. That's just going to be really weird. But all of that's going on. Then the next thing you know, Veronica rolls up. Now she gets into this little thing with Madison, and she's being smart with the other nurse and Madison, being rude. I'll say, oh, look at here. Look at what affirmative action done for us. I said, here she go with that bullshit again. Okay, Veronica now. But she going back and forth, calling them queens and this, that, thing, and the other, and Miss Honey, and just being rude. You know how she do. And then old boy rolls up on her, little killer, rolls up on her, and they're talking, and he's telling her he wants her to pay for the funeral for his brother. And she's like, I don't give a shit about your dead ass brother. I don't care. And then she's like, well, wait a minute. Maybe we could work something out. Maybe I could do like a 2-for-1, honey. I'll put both bodies in one casket or something. Or maybe they'll give me a buy one, get one or something down to the funeral home down in y'all's area, down in the ghetto. This, that, and she was being real rude. But she got a whole nother thing she wanted him to do. And you know how Veronica is. I thought she was luring him into a broom closet, baby, to give her some of that thing. But no, she wasn't. She took him into Justin's room. And Justin's like, no, please, no more. I'm good. I apologize. I was like, oh my God. Like he was groveling, and she was over there like, Miss Honey, this, that, thing, and the other. I said, oh, she's a mess. And then the next thing you know, Madison rolls up in there, and Madison's telling her to get out. And they're going back and forth, and he's like, get out. So she finally ends up going ahead and leaving. But now she just showed her hitman who it was and what she wanted done, basically. And when they was getting ready to leave out, Justin was getting ready to go. And he said, not Justin, I'm sorry, Madison was getting ready to go. Justin said to Madison, when is your shift over? He said, I'm here all night. And he's going to say, can you please check in on me? I said, oh, we are not getting ready to put Justin onto Madison. All of the stuff that Madison did to Justin, or Justin did to Madison, rather, I ain't liking that. But I think that's the route that Tyler's getting ready to take us. It's getting ready to get on my nerves. But yeah, Justin going to be over there. He got a target on his back now. You got a killer walking around the damn hospital that got an order to jack him up. And now we got Madison is going to have to be the protector. I hope we don't end up getting Madison killed with this dumb stuff. But yeah, ridiculous. As Veronica leaves out of there, who does she run into? Out in the hallway, baby, cleaning rooms. Celine. I said, are you kidding me? And we were just, I don't know where I was. I was in a conversation. It might have been in one of my lives that I did here on the YT. But somebody kept saying, where is Celine? And boom, there she goes. Tyler brought her right on back. Baby, she got to tell us, Celine, honey, you don't have to do this. You got two living, breathing pieces of goodness on your side to get Jim Cryer. You come past my house or give me a call, and I can help you to get him. So, honey, well, it looks like Jim's just about dead right now, but of course he won't be. But yeah, she's telling Celine. Celine kept saying, just leave me alone. I just want to work and take care of my family. She's like, Miss Thing, listen, you don't have to do this. Give me a call, girl. You missed a spot over there, honey. Clean it up. You need to mop, honey. You need to mop. But give me a call, and you won't have to mop. Call me, Miss Honey. I said, oh, she's a mess. Just a bitch. And then she's going on about her business. After that, we see Mitch call Benny. Benny is laying up there in the bed. Mitch said, I'm coming to get you. Where Candace? I said, here you go. Here you go. You think you ever go back to banging on Candace, Mitch? I haven't told you about that. I keep telling you. Anyway. So he's like, yeah, we're going to go out and get a drink. I'm going to come and get you in like 15 minutes. He go downstairs. He tells Candace, we going to go out for a drink. She's like, no, I don't want to go. And all that. So he's telling her, you should go ahead. He said, you get ready to run, ain't you? She's like, no, I'm not. So why are your shoes right there? She said, they're just there. He said, you got the $8 million. Just go ahead and run. She will say, you're not good for me, Benny. I'm like, as it turns out, who's Benny's daddy, really? Because Benny is just as bad or worse than Candace. He ain't shit either. And he keeps trying to convince her about keeping this money. Then they look on the news, baby, and the news is playing, and you see that there's been a shooting at the Cryer mansion, and this, that, thing, and the other. And Benny looking at her like, if he did, you could keep that money. I said, again, I've talked long enough about this. James Colwell has checked out. You all are stuck in the hands of Spillitboy TV. We will continue on with this, but I could just about tell you, baby, I'm going to be picking this script and Tyler Perry apart all season. And if they don't go and get Catherine out of that goddamn thing of water, she's not dead. Get her ass out of the damn thing of water. Quit being ridiculous, Tyler. That's just lazy.